CEO of Stylocity, a fast-growing multi-campus outfit brand. Ladies and gentlemen, he's also a professional full-stack web developer. He is currently a final year student studying information technology at the Federal University of Technology, Akure. Please make welcome Success Ifeoluwa, popularly known as Cracky Brown.
But wow, success. Your success is successful. I tap into it. Okay. So please, I would love if we can reciprocate the remaining energy as we call the other speakers, okay? So let's do that. And our next panelist. Thank you. Dr. Jumoke Surakatu. She is a medical doctor who launched 2 brands, Jumfashions and Jum Cooks, while she was a medical student at the University of Lagos. Despite handling significant leadership roles, such as class representative and fellowship assistant pastor, her business and academics flourished greatly. Over the 5 years since her graduation, these ventures have grown substantially, generating millions in revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Jumoke. I just read her bio, a medical doctor, and she launched 2 brands as a medical doctor. Interesting. That's all I can say.
Okay, please. We're going to do something together. Can we please be on our feet? Can we be on our feet? Everybody. I mean, you have money, please. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is for each and every one of them, right? Once I call the first person name, you jam your hands together the first time. Once I call the second person name, you jam your hands together 2 times. Once I call, do we understand? Now, we get to the final person. Are we good? Are we ready? So I call the first person name, and we're just going to take it, Right. Please, where's the second mic? Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take it first from Rachel Adeoti. Oh my God. 1.0 students. 1.0 students. Allow me now. Please. Have they done exam? Because I can see a lot of results. All right. We're going to take it again. For the first person, you clap our hands how many times? The second person, how many times? The third person, how many times? The fourth person, how many times? Yeah, we can just make that one, I had 4 eyes, but I just chose to. All right. So I take the first one, you take the second. Yeah. Are we ready? Rachel Adeoti.
Mrs. Oyindamola Ayodeji Oni.
Cracky Brown.
Dr. Jumoke Surat.
Ladies and gentlemen, jam your hands together for the amazing panelists. Thank you so much for having us.
Okay, so going further, we would not be the ones to take this session, but we will be making welcome someone to anchor this panelist session.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as we make welcome Wura Ola Yakubu.
Please jam your hands together.
She is the owner of Usula Sense. Guys, please keep clapping till she comes up. Keep clapping.
Thank you so much.
Keep clapping. She's looking beautiful. She's looking dashing.
Yes. Elegance, poise, eloquence. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say you guys have exceeded the word beautiful. And please, your writing materials, get ready to go on a ride. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the ride.
Thank you, everyone. A round of applause for our panelists again. Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll start it from Cracky to Dr. Jum to Mrs. Oni and Raysgloss. Is that fine? Okay. So starting with Cracky, the value in the signal, influencer of influencers, popularly known as Cracky Brown, yes. You have multiple expressions as a student and you manage them excellently well. Do we all agree? What are the protocols to building systems across your expressions? Can you just share with us?
Can you come again?
I said you have multiple expressions and you manage them excellently well, even being a student entrepreneur. And so I am asking, could you share protocols that guides you in building structures to manage all of these expressions?
All right. Thank you very much. Can we please give a round of applause to Tolu Anemi for bringing this to life? You're amazing. All right. So to the question, I have multiple expressions, and as a student, how do I put systems in place? Right. So first of all, as an individual, you need to constantly check your SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is strengths, your weakness, the opportunities, and the threats. If you know the kind of person you are, you can actually know how to amplify that version. And also, you know the kind of weakness you have. So let's start from the student's point of view. I knew from time that I would not be a first class student. It's not like I'm not intelligent, but I was just trying to, you know, reduce the expectations, right? So I told myself, all I need to do in school is maintain a 4-point CGPA. I'm not after 5 dots. Just make sure it's not lesser than 4 points. And glory be to God, since my 100 level, I've been on a 4 point. So when I'm to read for exams and probably I have a business call or prompt, I know how to effectively, plan myself that even though one is coming after the other, I know that, okay, this is my end goal for that. Now, the second thing I'll talk about is your relationships with people. I'm so fortunate, or I'm lucky, I'm privileged to have people around me. I could travel to universities across the country and not spend 1 naira out of my pocket just because I have built relationships with people. So people can also serve as systems. So if I need to get something done and it requires my presence, I can easily delegate that somebody can represent me. So you should work on the relationships you keep as well if you want to effectively put systems in place like that. Then, lastly, the place of God. Your health is important. Some can't do a lot of things without breaking down. You agree? But for me, I thank God because I think the last time I felt sick is probably 2021. Even though I do a lot, but the place of God is very, very important. So as you are praying for revenue, income, okay, I think revenue and income are the same thing. As you are praying for material things or, the things we pray for your health as well. And yeah, I think that's all. Even though there are some things I want to say, but given the area of the question, I don't want to go beyond that.
A round of applause for Cracky. A round of applause for Cracky. So you said, first thing is SWOT. The first thing you said is analyze your SWOT. Then next you said the people, right? The people. And lastly you said God. I remember, I want to build on that people part. I remember attending a conference one time and one quote struck me. It said, the aim is, if you have to get a job done, the aim is to have the job done. The aim is not that you do the job. So you need people. Please, a round of applause for Cracky for making mention of that. Thank you. Now, our doctor, 2 businesses as a medical doctor. Is that not a very huge thing? Please put a round of applause for Dr. Jum. That's really an amazing thing. And I'm a medical student, by the way. I can relate. That no, it's really a lot of work. And so we are starting from the relationship part, Dr. Junjun is a master of building relationships, and it has contributed to the success of our entrepreneurial journey. So I'm asking, what is the secret sauce to building lasting friendships that impact all areas of your life, especially on your entrepreneurial journey?
First of all, I want us to please clap for Tolu for bringing this to life. Like, clap for her. Some people are not clapping. I can see all of you. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here today with all of you. You know, I was once in University of Lagos, and I studied medicine and practicing as a doctor now alongside my businesses. So first thing is you need to identify yourself really. You need to know your type of person. I am a friendly person. I like people. I'm a people. Would I say a people person? I like people a lot. So once I'm in a place, I'm already thinking of how I want to talk to everybody. How I want to connect with you. If I see that you're sad, I'm already asking, oh, why are you sad? Have you eaten? Is something wrong with you? Then when I was in university, my room was, the go-to room for anybody that needed anything. Like, you're hungry. Go to Jum's room. She'll sort you out. You need something. Go to. So it was one of those things that helped me leverage on building relationships with people. I remember starting my business back then in school. It was in year 3. I started my business out of, in med school, we were opportune to get so many scholarships. MTN, Agbani, and all of that, all these petroleum companies. But for whatever reason, I was always applying, and I was always getting unfortunately. And on Sundays after church, my friend would go to fancy restaurants to ball. Meanwhile, I'll just go and buy Oil Nation rice in front of Gilsdale. So I just thought of it that there was something I could do, And I prayed to God, and just as Cracky has said, you need God. You can't do life alone, literally. Just as scripture has said, it says, come to me and I'll reveal to you what great and mighty things. So it was always dropping into my spirit that you can start something. I said, in 300 level, the hardest class in medical school, class rep duties, blah, blah, blah. I just said, okay. So I found a way. I borrowed 10,000 naira from my cousin. I bought earrings, brooches, and what other thing? I think I bought some accessories that ladies like to use. I took it to class. I put it in a tray. During break time, I'll go to everybody's seat. Because I had a relationship with almost everybody in class, some people that didn't even need it, they bought. And I was surprised. I was like, okay, so people can buy this thing. So the following week, I started convincing them, buy for your friend, buy for your sisters. Like that, I was able to, tell people that I'm starting a business. So what am I trying to bring out? It is important that you can't do life alone, really. You need people. Like, at every stage of your life, you need people. At work, at home, in your business. And as I was advancing in school, of course, I couldn't do it alone. I started hiring student interns, of which all the people that worked with me, they can boldly say now that, they've started their businesses, they can stand on their own, and they are doing very well for themselves. So the people, the effect and the impact of having people around you cannot be overemphasized. You can't say, oh, I want to be alone. I like being in my space. I understand that some of us are reserved. Some of us don't like to be in people's faces. Some of us rather just be alone and just do our thing in secret. But you need relationships, literally. Make friends. Create value for people. It's not every time that you want to collect. It's not every time that you're looking for somebody to give me money. How about you share with somebody? Oh, somebody is not, doing well in class. Oh, is there something I could do? Oh, we have a study group. I could remember in school, so I belonged to 3 or 4 study groups. I was always helping people out. Like that, as they are creating value. I can't say in my class now that I'm doing something. I know that 80%, they will show up because at one point in their lives, I have contributed to their growth and to whatever that they've done in life. So make sure that, first thing is you need people. Second, make sure that you add value to anybody that comes in contact with you. Let it be that this person, I have added value, no matter how small it is. People don't forget things. They don't forget me. So make sure that you add value to whomever that you're having any interaction with. Thank you.
So profound. It's really profound. Please, a round of applause for her. She made mention of this statement and said, add value to people. And if you look at how she started, she mentioned that you need to identify yourself. Do you realize that was what Cracky also started with? So it starts with you. It really starts with you, realizing yourself. Then looking inward to see how you can add value to people. Because Jude said now that you cannot do life alone. Who agrees with me? You cannot do life alone. At every point or the other, you need somebody to help you. And so it's not always going to be a thing of you are wanting to get from people without adding to them. So add value to people. Look for ways to be a blessing to people. Care about people genuinely. Praise God. All right, please, the mic to. Let's put our hands together for Mrs. Oyindamola Oni. And she owns the brand, the business structure. She owns the brand, the business structure girl. So what do you think that revolves around? The business structure girl. It revolves around. Who's willing to tell us? Anybody? From the name, what do you think she does? Exactly. She does business structuring for people, for business owners especially. And my question for you is, to the average business owner, when you talk about business structure, it sounds like something far-fetched. Something, it's only people like MTN that can do it. It's maybe this, like it's meant for big brands. People don't really understand that, okay, even as a startup business owner, you need a system, you need structures to run your business. So how can you simplify that and make us understand the very, very necessary part of business structure?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to join every other person to say well done to Tolu for putting together this event. So for me, when I talk about business structure, I have one question that leads to every other question, and that is, why are you starting a business? That's the first thing. So it's fine, you are a student, you are starting your business just because you need extra money, but be clear, because your why will then determine how every other thing happens, right? So if I'm starting a business as a student just because I need some extra cash, I can be flippant. But if I want to start a business that I intend to take out of university and take on to become, one of the biggest businesses ever, then I will deal with it in a different way. So today, if there's nothing you have done, today, determine in your mind, why did you start your business? And be clear on why you started. You can take it as, okay, what's the vision for the business and all of that, but without the purpose of a thing being known, abuse is inevitable, right? So if you don't know why you started a business, then you will not even know the kind of people to employ. You will not even know the kind of way to run your business. You will not even know the kind of core values to follow your business. You will not even know the kind of clients you want to accept or refuse. You will not know the kind of deals you want to go into or the ones you want to walk away from. So why did you start a business? That's the first thing. If you are clear on why you started your business, then you start to take every other thing from there. I would say that as a student, they have said it in saying relationships and all, but I would say that it would really be that your personal brand is clear as a student. You don't want to be that business owner that teachers or your lecturers are looking at and saying, he's only selling clothes you know. You don't know anything in your academics. You don't want to be the person that they say, oh, you are cheating in exams, but you are selling this. Or you are all over the place dancing for whatever, but the core reason why you are here for now is not being, achieved. So I would say that if you want to build structure into your business, yes, there's all of that thing about knowing yourself and understanding what you want to achieve with your business. I think for me, every other thing will come on the back of what the vision for the business is. So there are 1,001 clothes vendors. I don't know why many people are selling clothes, but yeah. So many clothes vendors, so many people selling shoes, so many people selling hair accessories. And what's the difference between you
and them. That comes next. So I'm selling clothes because everybody wears clothes. Sheyi already debunked that. Everybody wears clothes, but they might not want the kind of clothes that you're selling, right? So you want to ensure that as little as it might be, there is a differentiating factor between yours and the others. Whether that is the fact that you are in Unilag and so you can easily get them the clothes they need to look fab instead of going into town. Whether that is the fact that your sewing is neater than others. Whether that is the fact that they can pay installmentally. Whether that is the fact that they can, allowed to, whatever. But be different. Let the vision of your business be clear. And then build your personal brand to be one that people want to be associated with. We'll start from there. Somebody asked a question. I don't know if I have to take it now because that question is here. It's on top of my head. I think I'll take it. So she asked, they said I can employ someone. I'm getting your question right. What if the person wants to take over my business? And you see, that's a question I get from many people who are holding their business so close. I love my business. My business is my life. Whatever. And while it's great, the truth remains that the owner of GT Bank does not think his staff want to take his business. It's his business. So the point is, when you are bringing people in to your business, there's something that is called control. That control, you are holding it. For example, your employee might know all the money you make in your business, but your employee doesn't have access to your bank statement. That's control. Your employee might even have access to your bank statement, but your employee cannot sign money out of your account. That's control. So in the case where you are offering a service, everybody that you offer that service to would be informed to take this person as an employee. For example, when somebody comes to say, okay, I want to book a tutorial session, that's what you do. You then tell them, all right, my employee so-and-so will come and serve you, right? When the person comes to serve you, they are supposed to ask the following questions. The point is that at the point of booking your session, they are interfacing with somebody else, not that employee. That person could be you. That person could be another employee. But you put it in such a way that except the two people that are in charge of this thing connive, they can't take it. For example, if it is money, the person that counts is not the person that banks. Except the two people are conniving, they cannot steal your money. If it is inventory, the person that brings it down is not the person that puts it on the shelf. That way, there is a part of that business that you own. And from time to time, while I understand that you might not be able to employ full-time staff, crisscross their roles. So the person that teaches today is the person that does customer service tomorrow. The person is an intern, so it's not a full staff. So today you can teach, tomorrow you can do customer service. I'm exposing you to all ends of my business. That is what you have come to do. But the part where they are making decisions, you hold it. That's the only way.
Mr. Sheya, Benyodo is about to go, and I really want us to say a very big thank you, sir. No, so I'll count 1, 2, 3, and you say thank you, sir. He gave you money, Abby. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay, the business structure girl has made a very profound statement. I'm really holding on to. She said, your why determines your how. Like, when this event started and the convener took her speech, remember she said a scalable business is one that has a compelling vision. I'm not sure if I'm quoting it well. But now you are the business structure girl is emphasizing on that vision. Your why is the vision. Why did you start your business? So that's answering that question would guide us into answering the how to run the business. Very profound. She also said, understand what you want to achieve in your business. That's still about the why. Why did you start this business? What was the goal that you had in mind in starting this business? I said, be different. We all have, I think it was still during the convenience session, she mentioned that we all have a unique way in which we handle our stuff that nobody else can do it. Like your thumbprint is it is very unique to you. Someone, you can be doing the same thing, but the way you handle it, you have your own unique way. So she said be different. So bring out that uniqueness, put it in your brand and run with it. So good, so good, so good. Now on to Raysgloss. No, the CEO, Raysgloss herself. Can we put our hands together for her? So good. Money woman. You make 7 figures as a studentpreneur, and one strategy that has helped you is your loyal community. So I want you to share how we can start building a community today that supports our business and the secret that has kept your community going. Remember, we started with asking about being of value and all of that, and we have a background knowledge of you cannot do life alone, you need people. So now we want to learn from building and from Raysgloss about building a community. So I want you to pay attention, like rapt attention. Yes.
Okay. I'd say a big thank you to Tanom in Absentia for putting this together. I mean, I've gained so much today already. So to your question, how I've been able to
build a community and the secret sauce to keeping that
a loyal
community.
So one rule I believe, okay, it's not a personal rule now, but one general belief I live by is that if you do something once, people can ascribe it to luck. But if you're able to replicate it over and over again, then there is something you are doing. Like there are systems and there are structures that you must have put to place, right? So when you the key now to standing out in a business that is believed to be saturated is, you need to stand out and be able to build a community that stands you out. And how do you do this? The first thing I would tell everybody is to be real, be you. Like people can smell deceit. People can smell you trying to be someone else. So the first step is be you. There's this aura around you that just attracts people, right? So another thing is consistency. You know that, okay, you're not just doing this thing today and then tomorrow you are nowhere to be found. There's a what's it called now? There are footsteps, there are foot marks that can, okay, this is this person doing this thing consistently over and over again, right? So I believe those are the things that have helped me to be able to build loyal community around what I do. Thank you.
That clap is too small. A round of applause now. Yes. So it's something that we have heard over and again. Be you, be you, be you, be you. And that's still about our unique self, right? Yeah. So expressing that unique power that you have, just doing your own thing and showing the world that, yes, this is how I can do my own thing. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I'm not trying to copy what somebody else has done. I am doing even if you are doing what other people have done, but because you are being your own self, you are bringing your own unique spice into that thing. Please, a round of applause for Raysgloss again. So we are going back to Cracky. And the question I have here is, what's the Cracky formula for powering your daily outputs, and how do you maintain consistency? What's the Cracky formula? The unique Cracky formula for powering your outputs, and how do you maintain consistency?
Well, if you say something is unique, that means it is for me, right? So what am I telling you?
Because we want to learn how to bring our own unique self into it.
Okay. This stems from the first question you asked and the SWOT analysis. As a student, I think majority of us are students. You must know the activities you perform daily. If I ask one of you now, how many hours of sleep do you get daily? People might struggle to answer that question because today you might sleep for 10 hours, the next day you sleep the whole day, and some days you have just 1 hour of sleep. We have 24 hours in a day, but you can agree with me that some people do some work that you wonder how many hours of day they have. Now, if somebody comes to ask me, probably like a consultation call, and the person is trying to know how to make most of time, I tell the person, first of all, you list the activities you do daily. So, as a student now, you have a school timetable, lecture. It doesn't change unless the lecturer is not going to be available. So, that's fixed. You are a core member of your fellowship. You know that on Tuesday is Bible study. This does not change. It's not spontaneous. It's fixed. Then, in business, you've signed up for a mentorship program with a very, very reputable individual. What time does he, attend to you? You have to know the things you do daily. There's no way you want to master the art of, controlling your activities without you knowing the things you do. Because you are the kind of person that somebody will just call you, Alpha, you there around? Can we go out? And you say yes, because you don't even know what you are doing on a daily basis. So first, you need to know the things you are doing. Then, of course, when it comes to activities, I love to do the difficult activities first. When we tell you to set priorities in terms of the things you want to do, people like to do easy things first. They will run away from the ones that are hard. And this is where procrastination starts. When you are done with the easy things and it's time for the hard things, I'm tired, Jerry. And one thing the devil is good at is the devil will let you see how far you've done. You don't try, don't worry, go and sleep. The next day, no easy activity. What is left? Difficult. I'll do it another day. So, just as a web developer, I design websites. There are some softwares I deal with that if I'm to actually work with these softwares, I could take 5 hours. And there are some things that I can do in just 30 minutes. I can set out a day and tell myself, this 5-hour thing, let me do it now. Majority of us don't want to fail. So we don't want to do things that would not result in a profitable, activity. But the truth is, if you have a list of activities, rank them according to difficulty. Take the difficult one first. Then the ones that are very easy, you will just find yourself doing it, like, how will I put it now? You're just playing around. So that's that. Is there a second question to that thing? Consistency. Now, consistency is a relative term. Can I ask this question, please? How many times do you, in a week, how many days are in a week? 7. How many times do you brush your teeth?
Every day.
Every day. Okay. How many times do you wash your bed sheets?
Once in 2 weeks.
Once in 2 weeks. Some of you once in a year. And you'll be paying money for skincare and be complaining that it's not working. Anyways, can you see that it is relative? The same way you have your bath daily is not the same way you wash your bed sheet daily. So consistency depends on what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Now, for example, if I want to go on a 31-day challenge of Instagram content creation, it's not by force for me to post daily for you to see that I'm consistent. I could pick Monday, Wednesdays, Friday, and be consistent throughout the month. Are you getting it? So you don't follow somebody's plan for yours. Yours could be Tuesday, Thursdays, Saturdays. Yours could be just working days, the Monday to Friday. And you can do Monday to Sunday. It depends on you. If you are trying to be consistent using other person's plan, trust me, it's not going to be possible. And one thing I would like to add is this. Consistency is not a game of perfection. So let's say the first week, I don't post on Wednesdays. I could only post Monday and Friday. I'm not a failure. I'm not inconsistent. Some of you accept defeat easily. It's not the end of the world if you don't do what you plan to do. But Inconsistency starts from when you are consistent inconsistently. I don't know if you understand that. So when you find yourself being inconsistent at first, that's not the end of the world. You have to take it again. Do you get it? So that's that. Thank you.
Oh, wow. A round of applause for Cracky. I hope you saw me writing. I caught some things and I want to lay emphasis. I want to lay emphasis on the part where he said, consistency depends on what you want to achieve. So don't follow somebody's plan. Back to being your unique self. Don't follow somebody's plan. You plan that, okay, you want to do this from his illustration. Okay, you are going to shop maybe during the working days of the week. Follow that plan. Not because you see someone trying to do the same thing and that person is only showing up on Monday. And you know that the result the person is going to get from showing up on Monday only is not going to be what you will get showing up on Monday. But you will get something similar or as much as that showing up 5 days a week. Don't say because this person is doing it, me too, I'll just show up on Monday. Do you get it? Do you get it? A round of applause for him again. Now, to Dr. Jum. So my question is, we know that you sell different products at different times of the year. How can a student tap into the seasonal businesses without looking like jack of all trades, master of none?
Okay, thank you for that question. I believe that just the way their dates, their calendars, there are also seasons in a year. You know, January, February is like dry season. Then from, I think, March to October, although June, July, then August break, you know, the rain is heavier during that season. So, you know, you can tell that, you know, this period is going to rain. So as a student, you know, there are some times that you're in school, there are some times that you're at home, right? So there are some businesses that you can do while you're in school. For example, you can be selling food as a student. I think there's somebody that says she supplies soups to students. So you know that during the holiday, you can't supply soups to students, right? There's something else that you can do during the holidays. Maybe you can intern at somebody's shop, you make extra cash. Or if you want to run a business, you can be a graphic designer, a content creator for a company during the holidays and all of that. For me, right, I didn't even know I could do many things. I just started trying out my hands on something, you know. And as Raysgloss has said, that doing something consistently means doing something well. It means that you're doing it consistently and you're doing it well. You know, it's not by luck, like some people will say, oh, I did this thing and then I made money by luck. If you try it again, the luck might not, you know, it might not work out. So you need to know different seasons that things work. I think from the onset of my life, I think in GS3, you know, I sold books. I sold this, there was this Yoruba, I can't remember the name now, but my teacher brought it to school then, and then she was really confused how she would sell it. I think I was 12 in GS3, I can't remember now. You know, and then I just said, Ma, bring the book, that I would sell it. And then she was surprised. It was 1,500 copies. You know, and every break time, I'll go to every class. Have you bought this book? Do you know it's going to come out in our WAEC? If you don't read it, you'll not pass. You know, I used all those little phrases, and in 1 week, I sold all the books, you know. When I got to university, I started selling jewelries. From jewelries, I started doing personal shopping for people. Like, once I see you and I talk to you, I could tell you your color palette. I could tell you, oh, if you dress like this, you mix it. So I charge people with that. Doing house job, it was during COVID, you know. And I saw that most doctors, they don't like to cook. They don't know how to cook. Everybody is busy in quotes. But even in your busy schedule, you still have time. Because these days, you can spend 3 hours on social media scrolling and just, you know, not minding other people's business. Or in the hostel, what most people do in the hostel is you are coming from class. You just branch like Bada's room, sit down on a bed, or people talk and gossip for 2 hours. All the things that happen in class. You know, you actually have time. So during that period, I saw that, you know, doctors, they didn't have time to cook. So I started selling cooked food. On days when I knew that I was not on call and I was not busy, I'll just tell them, I'll send out BCs to the group that Giz Dodo sauce and blah, blah, blah will be available. And the first time I tried it, I didn't charge people for money. I gave everybody for free and they enjoyed the food. So the next time I sent out the BC, in fact, it was sold out. And I was like, so people will buy. Just like Mr. Sheikh said earlier, that you need to test run the market. You cannot just say you want to go and import 50 tankers or whatever, and then you want to start forcing it down on people's throats. So like that, I was able to plan, and I was able to sell food to people during that period. After house job, I still continue selling the food, but I realized that things have gotten so expensive, and the food was not sustainable again for that target audience. I had to change the people that I was selling the food for, because even as an average doctor myself, I can't afford to spend 6,000 to 7,000 naira on a plate of food at once. Because how much am I earning literally? Do you understand? So I had to change my target audience, and So during Ramadan, I realized that people used to give people fruit hampers. I decided to try it. My boss was a Muslim, so I carried one fruit hamper. I went to give her. I told her that I want to send to her sister too, and they appreciated it, as in they were thanking me for like the whole month. I said, so people like this thing. So that's why I started selling fruit hampers every Ramadan. In fact, there was one time I think I wanted to try out fruit parfait. So I just told my friend that runs this that you can sell fruit parfait. Me, I don't have that strength. So during close to when it's time for iftar, the fruit parfait is getting to the customers. And they tried it the first time. It was good. The second time, So like that, so people order. During close to December, you know that companies will buy products for their staff. You know that they like companies like branded stuff, like all these mugs, notepads. Some companies even like hampers. So I just decided that okay, how can I make money? Because festive period, there's a lot of money. Oh my God, people spend money in December. You can't even phantom how much you make. But you need to put a plan in place. So don't just jump and say, December is coming, I want to sell hamper. Who are you going to sell the hampers to? I'm not going to sell the hampers to my fellow doctors, because I'm earning 250K or 300K max. That's what they pay doctors. You become a consultant before you start earning more than that. So I'm not going to go and force a 40,000 naira hamper down the throat of my friend that is earning 250K. So the target audience is not my friends. The target audience is maybe their parents, people that work in companies, or even those your friends. They may have rich parents, rich friends, or you have some other friends. We spent like almost 8 years in school because of strike and whatever. So we had other friends who were already doing well in big businesses like KPMG, PwC. You pitch your tent. When can I come to your office? Who is your HR friend? Blah, blah, blah. Like that. You tell them that December is coming. What are you giving your customers? Like that. You are spreading your tentacles. You are growing your strength. So like that, you are knowing, the things. I'm not going to wake up in maybe February and say, I'm going to sell hampers. No, February is what? Valentine. What are you going to sell? You are selling things to lovers. I'm selling food tray to lovers. I'm selling clothes. I'm selling shoes. I'm selling bags, or I'm selling gift boxes, or I'm just doing something during that period. That period, so I'll do sales, so that I know that people are going to buy a lot of things this period. So you need to think outside the box. You need to think about things that will create value to people around that period. And you won't want to sell something in January, you start thinking about it in December. No, you think about it like the January before, so that you will make plans ahead. You don't just jump into it and say, since it's December, and when is October? No, if you want to sell hampers in December, you will buy your goods in October. Because by November, everybody in the market knows that December is coming. So they will put a markup on all their prices. So your own profit will narrow. So by October, you've gone to the market, you've bought at least a substantial amount of the things that you want to sell by December, so that you can get a good profit margin. I hope this answers your questions.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. A round of applause for her. From all the illustrations that she gave, I got some things, and I would like to share as well. Says there is nothing wrong in trying. Do you get? There is nothing wrong in trying. Don't stay in that ideation state alone. Try it out. Even if you fail, you are failing forward. I heard that somewhere as well. That even if you try, you have an idea and it's just in your head, try it out. So even if you fail trying that idea, you are failing forward, because that time you are going to learn a better way to do that thing, so as not to fail again, right? And third, you need to test run the market. That's also like trying out that idea that in your mind. Collaborate with people. She mentioned that she reaches out to her friends. So collaborating with people, that still boils down to the old people thing that we have been saying from time. Collaborate with people, reach out to people, speak up when you need help, yes, and go into the seasonal
make money for yourself. Good. Okay, we are passing the mic to the business structure girl. And I have 2 questions. I want to merge them. I don't know how to merge them, so I'll just say it. The first question is, what are the structures every student-preneur must have in place when it comes to building a scalable business, regardless of their niche? The second question is, some students cannot afford a staff on their team. So how do we attract valuable, they can't attract a staff in their business. So how do we attract a valuable team member that would also run your business goal with you?
Okay, I'm going to start with the second question. And I am a supporter of outsourcing any day, anytime. Right? As I'm sitting down here, I do personalized items. I am a pharmacist. I work a full 9 to 5 hectic job. I am a wife. I am a mother to a 3-year-old. I'm almost in the most active
Wow!
stage. I do business structure and I take one-on-one clients. And I'm doing it and I'm here and I'm sitting down. The point is, for my personalized items business, I totally have people I can call, from the person that will source the tops to the person. They are not my employees. There are people right there in the market. The person that will source the tops, the caps, take it to the person that will print. I'm just going to pick it up and deliver it. I have them, I know them. And so you don't need to employ a staff. That's not the point. But at the same time, you need to understand that because you are a studentpreneur, or maybe a solopreneur, maybe not a student, but you have other things you're doing, you win some, you lose some. You will take every opportunity that comes. First of all, as a business owner, you have core values that I believe, that are guiding your business. So you know that, for me, fairness is very important. For me, excellence is very important. For me, integrity is important. And so if there's anything that appears as though if I take this thing, they might call me out on Instagram, I'm not going to do it. And the money might be big and all, but I know that for these core values, I will not do this. Somebody else might be able to do it. You might even at that time now refer them totally to the people you outsource to, right? You are not a part of that. But the point is, there are people, you sell jewelry, there are people in the market that you can call, hello, do you have this? Send me the picture, send me this. You send it to the person, you are not moving, you are here. What is going to happen? So the point is thinking outside the box and not, like you said, you have to get the job done. It doesn't have to be done by you. Think outside the box. What can you do? How can you make this happen before you need it? I think that's a challenge. Think about it before you need it. Be part of those, is it 2% you said, or 3% that actually do think. I'm praying for a breakthrough. What if somebody wants to buy 700 pieces of this? Backstory, I had my daughter on the 12th of August 2020. On the 16th of August, I had another to deliver. I was in the hospital for maybe 10, but I delivered it. When I delivered it, the person could not believe that it was after I delivered it, I mentioned to her that I actually just had a baby on Wednesday, and she was like, ah. The point is, and I still don't have the staff, but you sorted it out. In my head, when I'm making an Ankara jota, I know how many yards of fabric I need. I have it written down somewhere, it's in my house. And so I can call somebody to go to my house and cut that fabric according to this measurement. Plan before you need it. That's the point. When I say solopreneur, structure your business, it's things like this. You don't have an employee, yes, but you've worked out, if you want to mix the creams that you make, 10 mils of this, 7 mils of this, 25 of this, 700 of this, put it together, keep it in a cool and dry place, it will form. Write it down, keep it somewhere, such that you can call your younger sister that something has come up, and I need you to come and meet me wherever I am. She will read, she can read. at the time will help me do some things because it is clear. The point is prepare before you need it. If you are preparing when you need it, it's too late. Now what's the second question? I forgot. You cannot employ a staff. You cannot employ a staff. So the second one is, what are the structures to build in place as a studentpreneur, regardless of your age? So, first things first, you only have 24 hours in a day. You are not Superman. And you know, and like you said, you have a timetable, at least. It can guide you. You are in school for such a purpose as this. That's the first point. You cannot leave school, except of course, you've decided that I really don't care, I don't need this degree, I am never going to use it, I'm never going to show up for it, and so I can as well make a third class and I'm good. Honestly speaking, if that's your goal, then it's fine. But if you want to be able to show up in the future and say, I did this and I did this and I did this at the same time, then you need to put everything in place. Now, you are a student. You own a business. You have a business you want to grow. You don't have time to be gisting for 3 hours into the night. You have work to do. You are a student. You know that I need to make this kind of grade. You don't have time being on senseless Instagram lives, Twitter spaces. You don't have that time. The point is that a lot of us think we have more time than we actually have. And then we belittle the things that are important or think, I know now, I know. The point is not that whether you know, the point is, are you doing? Even if it is, for example, somebody says, oh, this is how to sell on Instagram. You say, I know now, it's easy. Okay, show me what you have done. You don't have a result. So the point is, what systems should you put in place? First of all, your time is your life. Time is money, is too fickle. Your time is really, really your life. Right? And so you have every 10, 15 minutes of your time very, very jealousy. When I was in school, as long as I could attend class, I would pass the exam. At least. I was a pharmacy student. Pharmacy was tough. You had to have 50. But I knew that I would have 50. Right? And so, so when my classmates were reading at night, I would not read. I don't know how to do it. And so that's another thing about knowing yourself. Because I went to night class, I slept through it. Because it's not my way. But let me now be gisting with people that will go and read in the night. When I know I can't do it, then I am not preparing. And this is not even about business. This is really about life. You know what your goals are. You know what your plans are. You know what you desire to achieve. You cannot be walking the same path as people who are not on that journey with you. If you know that this business is what I hope to build and grow when I leave university, you cannot be walking the same path as somebody whose dad is the chief of somewhere, and there's a job, and they're going to call them. You people are not the same. The first thing is to understand that me and this person, we are not the same. And if you know that you need to, graduate from university, this business is the side also, I want to go for masters, all expense paid. You cannot be joking with somebody whose father is a billionaire. They don't need the scholarship. You need it. You need to focus. And so tell yourself the truth. Oh my God. Tell yourself the truth. Know yourself. Understand that your time is your life. The time will come when you can gist for 2 hours. It's just not now. It's not now. And the discipline you build from here really is what is going to take you out there. Trust me. You are still enjoying. That's all I'm going to say. Even if it's that your mommy feels bad that she can't send you thank you. The fact that she's feeling bad, just do NYSC. Watch. You will learn. As they say these days, body will tell you. Prepare. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. You said something. your time is your life. That is why it's called lifetime. Do you copy? Do you copy? A round of applause for her. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. I could feel the depth of which she was speaking. Wow, please. A round of applause for her again. So good, so good. Raysgloss. Okay, we know that your brand has spread its arms to different campuses, not only Unilag, even though you started from here. So I'm asking, what are the marketing strategies for people who also want to go into that path should put in place? And as well, what, how do I put it? The people, how do you just get any random person and so yeah, take my product and you are in this campus? Is there a particular quality you are watching out from that person before you allow them to be a distributor of your product?
Okay, so thank you for your question. I remember starting out the distributorship because the demand was becoming overwhelming. I mean is my body, and everybody wants gloss everywhere. It was 2021, and I was in Fagua hostel here. And then the idea was to get a distributor in each of the hostels in Unilag. Like, that was just the idea. And then I just put it up on my settings that, okay, because after I've already built that influence in my brand already. So it's not as if you are starting from scratch. You are leveraging on that influence that I have already built. So I just put it on my settings, and then the first person was in OAU. So even me, I was surprised, like, I want to sell my product in OAU while I'm here. But then the first thing I put in place is that for you to be a distributor to sell my product, you must have used it. I mean, you cannot just come and start saying what you don't use. So you must be a customer. Then you can now proceed to okay, you can now. Okay. So the idea was, okay, before you sell, we have a distributor price list, and they have a form that before you can take this product and say, okay, Raysgloss, I want to sell with your brand, sell under your brand, I've been used my product. Because if you're selling to somebody, you must be able to talk about the products you've used. So that's just it. You ask marketing strategy for somebody that wants to spread out and give. You need to have built. You need to be sure of the demand. Like, that, okay, this product, is this scalable? Like, you need to build that demand for that product first. Because you yourself, whatever you're selling, other people that are selling under your brand, they are leveraging on the influence that you yourself must have built, right? So you need to build your brand to the point that whoever needs to sell with your brand, whoever needs to sell under your brand, they will not have to do much work. They are not starting from scratch. You've done that work ahead. They are only leveraging on that influence that you've already built. Thank you.
So I have a question, and any of the panelists can answer. Still on spreading out. Raysgloss, now we know that she's the one producing our product. But for someone who is not producing the product, maybe it's a clothing brand and they outsource from somewhere, but they found a way to make that product to be unique, that people cannot find it maybe everywhere or something like that, and they want to spread out. So what can the person do? Anybody can answer.
First of all, if you want to grow, be sure that you're ready for growth. I see a lot of business owners praying for breakthroughs, but they really cannot handle it. If you pray and you are working and suddenly somebody needs 1,000 pieces of your, they saw the fabric also nice. The choir of our church, the headquarters, want to wear this outfit for whatever. How is it going to happen? So while you are preparing to expand, because all of us are praying for expansion, be sure that you can handle the expansion. Then put everything in place for that expansion to happen. If you need to, now you have outsourced it, but the people you are outsourcing to, are they also ready to ensure that when you have such demand, they can answer you? Because now what you're talking about is not mass market. It's not like you just go buy and deliver. No. It's that you are preparing whatever it is, especially for these people. So you need to ensure that the people you're working with, that you have sourced, they can handle the demand that you have. And then on your own end, also have prepared, for example, are you sure that you're not going to label the medium as large in a hurry? Think about it. How many days do I need to sort out, okay, if I have 200 distributors, how do I sort them out? How many days do I need to sort them out? What logistics company am I going to use? Is there a way they need to keep the product? Am I going to have to tell them that? Do I need to have them on a group? And then start to, my answer is always start to prepare. Because you see, what you are desiring can show up at any time. The problem with a lot of people is that they're not prepared. Ray said she has been building the influence for her brand even before she started to need distributors. So you need to have people, first of all, want to have what you can give them, and then prepare that the quality you can give at 1, you can give that quality at 1 million.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And that the illustration she gave now made me understand a newsletter I once read, and it was a case scenario where I can't really remember, but the emphasis was some of us are praying to have one scholarship that will make it to JAPA, but do you have a visa when the scholarship comes? Or is when the scholarship now come and they say 3 months, you're now looking for visa, passport and everything, so you should have prepared and be sure that you are ready for the expansion. So good, thank you so much, ma'am. Now we have come to the end of the panel session. If you enjoyed this, give a loud clap, like it should be loud, a congrats clap to every of our panelists. Thank you so much, Cracky. Thank you so much, Mrs. Oyinda. Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much, Dr. Jum. We are grateful. A round of applause for each and every one of them as we proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me with a resounding ovation as we make welcome Mr. Shola Adeyinka. Please, can we keep clapping till he takes over, please? Thank you so much.